All right, this is Rules for Using Exponents, Part 1, Multiplying, Raising Powers to Powers, and Dividing. Our first problem says x squared times x to the fifth, which really means x times x, which is the x squared, and x times x times x times x times x, which is x to the fifth, all multiplied together. So in all, if you multiply all of these, you know that that's x to the seventh power. A shorter way to think about that is to add your exponents. 2 plus 5 is 7, so you get x to the seventh. Our next problem is x squared to the fifth power, which essentially means x squared times itself 5 times. We know from the last problem that when we're multiplying with exponents, we can add them together. And if we add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, we're going to get x to the 10th. A shortcut here is to multiply these to the x squared times 5, which is x to the 10th. 2 times 5 is 10. Our next problem is x to the fifth over x squared, which essentially is x times x times x times x times x over x times x. And what we can do here is cancel x over x, x over x, and we're left with x times x times x, which is x to the third. And essentially here we can think about this as subtracting our exponents. 5 minus 2 is 3. So x to the third would be our answer there. So if you want to try these again, number 1, we have x to the third times x to the sixth. And again, we keep our base, which is x, and we add our exponents. 6 plus 3 is 9. So x to the ninth. For number 2, we have x to the third times to the sixth power. And when we raise a power to a power, we multiply those. 3 times 6 is 18. And then on the last one, we have x to the sixth over x to the third. That means we have 6 x's on the top, 3 on the bottom. We can subtract these exponents and get x to the third.